I'm Daemonxel, and this is your Eve Echoes weekly news update, where we take a deep dive into all the happenings of the week. But first, if you can tag that subscribe button, ring that bell, share and like the video, then you can stay up to date with everything that this channel has to offer. Okay, I do want to make one correction though, and that's from the game news video on the new Clear Sky Nanocore and the warp disruption strength of that nanocore for interceptors. Apparently we were told it was +2 to the hull, and that's what it's supposed to be, but currently in game it is +2 per scram. So yes, your interceptor can actually have a warp disruption strength of +18. If you go predators, you can even go higher. You can probably, I think it's like 20 or 21 if you have running 3 predator scrams. But there is no word from the devs whether this is working as intended or if this is actually, a bug that is giving you per scram instead of per hull. So I did want to put that out there if you are thinking about getting the Clear Sky Nano. It is definitely a stoppage, warp stoppage thing to get for your interceptor. But let's dive right into what's going on, and there's been some fierce fighting between Happybees and Silent Alliance, or Silent Federation, more exactly. There have been several battles, several timers taken and saved on both sides. Well, not on both sides, basically for Happybees. I don't believe Happybees have done any kind of foray into silent space. It's basically all just been them being on the defensive from the Silent Federation, hitting these citadels. And in true fashion, you know me, I will reach out to both sides. And I did. I reached out to both sides, Happybees as well as Silent Federation, to find out exactly what's behind this aggression, this animosity between the two factions, and why they are fighting currently. Just to be known that you can see a bunch of these videos throughout several content creators, because there have been several fights, as well as the allies coming to Happybees' aid, such as Genesis Federation, which I am part of. I took place in some of these fights. More specifically, the latest one I was involved in was in FTAC TE1T. Now, if you do want to see an excellent breakdown of the fight of this video, I suggest going over to check out Killmark Collector's channel. That's Scipio from Silent Federation. He does an excellent John Madden-style breakdown of the fight, what went right, what went wrong, and it is a great watch. Now, also let it be known that it's not just Genesis coming to the aid of Happybees. The Space Cows, TSC, have also been coming to their aid, as well as I believe they're on another fight against Silent Federation, not just coming to Happybees' aid, but also actually fighting them throughout Delve and Declan. I have heard reports of them doing forays into silent space to hit them, but I have not have any responses from the Space Cows as of late. So I asked the both sides. We're going to start off with the Happybees sides. Lieutenant Maximo, who is the lead FC for Happybees. I asked him, in your words, why do you feel that you are being targeted by Silent Federation? And he states that an alliance or coalition of Silent's size always needs someone to fight to keep their players entertained. Although Happybees had surrendered in early November, had reset their standings and agreed to the terms with no peace agreement was found with Silent Federation. Now, if you do remember the Pantheon War, both factions, No and Silent, who did team up during this, did lay out separate agreements for the entities broken off of Pantheon. There was the terms that need to be met on No side, as well as separate terms that need to be made on Silent side to have peace with both sides. Now, he does go on to say that it did not matter that the vast majority of the previous leadership had left and most corporations went their own ways. Happybees' history and actions of individuals were not forgotten. Once Genesis and Silent agreed to end the war, Happybees was a prime target, overextended and unorganized. Happybees had both structure kills and small gang content to offer, enough to entertain at least for a while. With rising pressure, Happybees started to fragment. Some corporations decided to approach Silent, others started talking with Genesis. A few decided to stay, and others wanted to do something new. And with this comes the announcement that Happybees is no longer, they've actually been rebranded into Ex Nihilo. And in doing so, Maximo said that they wanted to break with the past and the bad memories. Because of this, they decided to create a new alliance. We are no longer Happybees. We have nothing to do with Pantheon. It's dead since last year and will never come back. And Sun Banana got no influence in our alliance since Pantheon broke. There are still entities in the game who are not willing to accept that we are not Pantheon anymore and keep up the war against us. We surrendered last year with Mackenzie's post on Reddit and did no offensive alliance operations against any former war target since this time. P.S. Karma Fleet and Goon as Corps are dead and will not join Ex Nihilo. Other form Happybee Corps will split up and join GenFed in certain areas. Ex Nihilo is our group of corporations that wants to build our own legacy as a welcoming community that pursues diverse, high-quality content. We know that Silent has no issues with us. They did invite us to join them. After all, if they seek content, we are willing to give what we can, but we do hope that they respect when it's time to move on. So I also reached out to Zen, the leader of the Silent Federation, and I was wondering if he could comment on the fighting between Happybees and Silent Federation. Exactly what everything was. Was it the Federation hitting him, or was it just, Bot 5 hitting them? And he answers back that to answer our specific inquiry about Happybees' conflict with Silent Federation, the Silent Federation is a place where pilots will always have structured warfare and big fleet content available. We embrace the PvP community and encourage our pilots to have fun. We offered peace resolutions to Happybees on around January 1st of this year as a New Year's incentive to help build and support new relationships. Happybees' leadership refused the terms of a peace resolution from myself. I offered an indefinite NIP with no structure, no base agreement to Happybees, with the only condition that they go neutral to Genesis to show the EE community that they are no longer supporting the conflict. The conflict he's referring to was the war that just ended between Silent and Genesis. From communication with their leadership during these talks, they explained their dire financial situations and military situation that they accepted they would no longer be providing support to Gen forces. After the Silent Federation and Gen came to terms within minutes of announcements, Happybees came to us seeking peace agreements as well. Happybees offered reparations in ISK, Citadel sacrifices, and more. Happybees mentioned that they are rebranding, and in the effort to help them, I offered them to relocate and join us, as some of the corporations from Happybees have, instead of reparations of payments. We have a strong, dedicated leadership team, and everything is already functioning perfectly. After consulting with their council, they had mixed responses. Ultimately, they didn't have a clear consensus. My leadership team and I thought on this matter and decided that we had offered goodwill in January that was declined, and offered more opportunities for peace. In the end, we could not come to a resolution, and so the conflict continues. That all being said, we are not bringing massive fleets and are controlling the level of conflict we are engaging into the area. We are having good fights with them, and this is not a conflict of total annihilation. And there you have it. That's what's going on between Happybees, or now Ex Nihilo, and Silent Federation. Now, there are some who speculate that with Genesis coming to the aid of the former Happybees in the form of Citadel fights, that this could spark the embers of war back up again between Genesis and Silent. But there is no news that I see that indicates this. Everyone's having good fights, and it's just content to be had. We will keep an eye on this, and if anything does progress further with this, I will put it on the show. Now we're going to talk about a conflict that semi-happened in another part of space that we don't really talk about much, and that's Impass, which is currently held by the Flying Circus and the Corp, the Spanish Inquisition. You all might know him, Gengar, a fellow content creator, has always been around doing great videos since back in the Terran Federation Wars. Well, he put out a new video past couple days showing and documenting exactly what happened. Apparently, they were minding their own business down in Impass when they were contacted by a member of FL, and FL is a member of Genesis Federation. Well, they showed up in Impass in a 20 battleship fleet, basically saying that they were placing a citadel in Impass, and, whether they would like to share Impass, or would they like to go to war over it. Now, obviously, the guys of Spy thought that this was a joke, and the players of FL basically said it was a big mistake and get ready to move as they're going to evict them from Impass. Now, that being said, they did find out that the majority of the force that was trying to invade Impass was basically one guy who bought 20 accounts and used a synchronizer on those accounts, which is a bannable offense in the EVE Echoes. So their immediate reaction of them declaring war is, okay, let's go lead a force into FL's home system. And that's what they just did. They went right into Esoteria, right into the home system of CR Tech DE5, and just started taking out FL members. Their ratting ships, their mining ships. They did this until Genesis Diplo did contact him to find out exactly what was going on. So apparently, this guy with the synchronizer, who basically wanted to lay claim to Impass, did so on his own accord with no backing of Genesis Federation whatsoever. And in doing so, they were ejected from the FL Corp. Now, I am getting reports that when they were kicked from Genesis, specifically FL, that some of the members did join Orc, Outer Rim company from Genesis Federation, but then have recently left. I do not know exactly the validity of this, if they joined, if they were kicked again, or what's going on with that. But I do know for a fact that the members who instigated this war, or pseudo-war, trying to muscle their way into Impass, have been ejected from Genesis Federation. So good on the guys from Flying Circus for not taking this sitting down and basically doing what they do, going out there and killing. Now, EVE Echoes is a game of content. Now, what do you do when there is really not a lot of content given out by the devs itself? Well, it's a sandbox. You go out and you make your own content. And I'm going to show you 2 examples of how people have made their own content. So there's a video out right now making the rounds on Reddit and other places about a outfit from Fountain called RETC, who have been doing hot drops on other fleets and other citadels. Now, the video in the background is shown by Matty Huh, a content creator who's not official, but we're trying to get him as an official. Everyone should know Matty Huh, the great sacker of Balgorns and the mighty graveyard that he has of them. His own Balgorns, not other people's. Anyway, him and his outfit, RETC, have been hot dropping full fleets of capitals, carriers as well as treads on unexpected foes. And I just had to ask him. I'm like, I said, as I understand it, you guys are your own identity, not affiliated with anyone, but holding saw within Fountain. What started this style of cap hot dropping randomly? Was it just to flex the fleet? Was it to create content? Or is there a current, war, battles being fought with RETC as in it? And H-Turt answered me back saying, well, coming from EVE Online, my favorite game style was small gang PvP and wormhole capital combat, and I've been waiting for the chance to deploy these kind of tactics. As soon as members in RETC got the confirmation of capitals coming into EVE Echoes, we knew we wanted capitals to be our niche. We look for targets of opportunity. We've had some successes with carrier kill or deploying outnumbered in home defense, but we have also had some targets escape or flee, and leaving us with questions of how we could do this better next time. Yes, RETC is a standalone entity, and we feel that the game honestly doesn't give a good enough reason currently to be in an alliance. Citadels and bonuses don't work for alliances, they only work for your corp. And it's true. The bonuses that they give out right now, they're on a corp level, not on an alliance level. Maybe we'll see some change with that with the rebalancing come May, but that's the state of the game right now. And that's their content, right? That's how they're enjoying the game. So you don't want to have to just wait for the developers to come out with a new play mode, or maybe bringing in incursions, however fun those may be. But go out and find your own content. Make yourself known through new things like this. Such as another one, M1A1 from No Please Stop, who has a side business, kind of like a used car salesman, but he sells used outposts. You ask, how does he sell used outposts? Easily. He identifies unanchoring outposts and just is able to get there in time, scoop up the outpost, and fly away. And then he turns around and sells these for profit. Now, M1A1 has been a mainstay on the solo kill boards for a while. We featured him on the show a bunch of times on his kills. I think he actually may have won an Omega combo at one point during the time of running the contest. But him, even as a single pilot, is making his own content, finding new inventive ways to play the game. We're going to move into the top 20 alliances held by sub. Now, this chart has been made and maintained by username on Reddit, Sarian Calda. Now, this is just a snapshot from January 17th to February 28th. And in that time, Silent now leads the way with 55 held solve systems, followed by Void with 40, RM with 39, and Genesis coming in with 39, NEEC with 37, KGen, which is also a Genesis Alliance, is 34, so I guess that would actually make... Well, I would have to do the math on it, because as it breaks down, this is just breaking down by Alliance and Corp, because you also have Beasts of the South here, you have Care Bear with guns here, which are all both Silent Federation, so that would consider it Silent Space. So this is just a breakdown per alliance, not the full entities of, say, the Silent Federation and Genesis. But yes, the three top holders right now, gold, silver, and bronze: Silent, Void, Red Machine. Now, we did speak on it on the last episode for the community news about No and how they've shattered their records in the past. And the question was raised, will they break that 5 trillion mark for the 30 days or for the month of February? And the answer is yes. They have broken that all-time record of 5 trillion ISK in damages for the last 30 days. So congratulations to No for setting the bar very high, and I wonder if they can keep on this trend and maybe surpass even their record of that 5 trillion ISK in damages for the last 30 days. Okay, this week we do have a Corporation Alliance Spotlight, and it goes out to the Academy Corp of Trimark Alliance. Now, you guys know Trimark Alliance. It's been one of those entities that's been in EVE Echoes since the beginning of the game. Since game launch, Trimark has been in the game, and usually always on the forefront of manufacturing, industry, as well as combat. A lot of people think they were only miners, but if anything went to prove during the first Fountain Wars and Terran Federation, that Trimark does have PvP pilots. Now, the Trimark Academy Corporation, TACA, is a academy corporation for the Trimark Alliance, which started as a successful way to recruit new players for the Trimark corporations, has grown into an alliance-wide program. EVE Echoes is a challenging game to learn how to play. The initial learning curve and the grind often seems daunting, and most players do not tend to last long before they quit the game. To help with the player retention, not only for our alliance, but the game itself, TACA is a place where new players and others can learn PvP, PvE, industry, and market strategies from our experienced players. Primarily used to help get alpha players to Omega in-game and learn how to keep it. We have seen an increase in retention to the game with dedicated mentors, Discord channels, and access to the many other programs that the Trimark Alliance provides to its members. Start as a Taka, an alpha player, and graduate as a Taco, an Omega player. Don't let the complexities of the game keep you from the reason we all play this game, to fly starships in space. Join the Trimark Discord today and reach your goals. Okay, this week on What the Fit, we have a jack-of-all-trades pilot who enjoys a wide variety of weaponry and mods. Even for the most avid missile enthusiast, you still have that urge to sometimes see that laser light show. Along with the test pulse laser, we do have a sampler selection of missiles, such as torpedoes for both mediums and larges, as well as a large missile launcher. Now, defense is also something not to neglect, so for this fully shielded Daemonxel, we have to stay true to our Galante roots with the large armor repper. And the same with rigs. Who can decide when there are so many good rigs out there that could help in different situations? So we are covered for shields, drones, missiles, thrusters. However, we do need that warp core safety, so of course we have to throw an optimizer in there. And in the off chance that we may want to scan, if we ever find a scanner to equip, we have our scanning rig. So remember, when you kill it, always be on the lookout for the kills that just make you look at it and say, what the fit? Now we're going to move into the big kills of the week. And remember, big kills have been raised to 5 billion plus, so kills like this will not be shown. Oh wait, that's my ship. Yeah, you didn't see that. Right, moving along. To start us off this week, we have the 6th Seal Allaince. That gives us a 5.8 billion Macarial kill, a 7.1 billion Stratios kill, and 2 Balgorn kills, one at 7.1 and the other at 12.1. Trimark comes in with a 8.4 billion Abaddon kill. AAA Ad Astra gives us a 6.9 billion Balgorn kill, as well as a 5.3 billion Apocalypse Striker kill. Genesis comes in with a 6 billion Macarial kill, and RETC gets the kill of the week with a fully fitted A-type Macarial, weighing in at 45.1 billion in damages. Now that is a most beautiful kill that even makes my wallet shudder. Alright, we're going to move right into the capital kills of the week. We do have 3 of them. The first one is by Trimark Industries with a 40.1 billion Revelation Dreadnought kill. No comes in with 2 carriers again this week, both Nidhoggers. The first one weighing in at 37.3 billion and the second one at 39.1 billion. And of course, now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, and that is the solo kills of the week and a chance at winning a free Omega combo. First up, we have the industry solo kills of the week. Coming in, we have Long John with a 1.8 billion Coveter 2 kill. Next, we have Angino with a 3.386 billion Coveter 2 kill. Nara comes in with a 3.4 billion Bestower kill. And the winner this week of the free Omega combo in the industrial category is Pillar Hamper with a 11.6 billion Nereus 2 kill. Look at this kill. 3 capsular outposts dropped on this sucker. Where was my call? I could use one. And we're going to slide right into the PvP solo kills of the week. Starting us off is Flip Flops with a 1.3 billion Oracle 2 kill. Freestyle comes in next with a 5.324 billion Orthrus kill. Eon Z with a 5.338 billion Orthrus kill. ODPS Legend with a 5.5 billion Macarial kill. And this week's winner of a free Omega combo in the PvP category is Kin Godzilla with a 8.1 billion Rattlesnake kill. Congratulations to the winners this week. Remember to get in touch with me on Discord to get instructions on how to receive your prize. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Community News. Now, if you need more news in your life, don't worry about it. I got the hookups for you. First, you want to check out Sky News. That's Russia's premier news outlet. Don't worry about it. All their videos will have subtitles in it. Next, we have the always faithful Rambo with the Echoes of New Eden podcast with his co-host, Taylor Rick. Now, you have to listen to the show because the way they just bounce things back and forth from each other is just hysterical, and it's a great show. Also, I want to point you guys out to PM Blue's new channel and his videos, the Blue Bulletin. Now, this is powered by his Discord app, Auxilius, and it's going to take all those kill stats that this Discord bot gets, and he's going to put it into a video each week to give you exactly what's going on statistically with ships dying. And that's going to do it for me. I'll be back at the end of the week with the game news video. And until then, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Fly safe. And remember, we are always one vision, one purpose, one front.